Hi, my name is John Harris. I'm the CEO and founder of Kitty Hawk Kites, and I want to welcome you to our uh, wonderful Outer Banks location where we teach people to fly daily. And I hope you'll join us soon to fly with us. I grew up on a farm in Missouri, making kites and drawing airplanes like any little boy would do in that era. And one day I opened the newspaper, and there was a picture of somebody flying a hang glider off a mountain in Utah, and that was the spark that set me on this 46 year journey to this point, which has been nothing but fun. And all I could think about was hang gliders because it was such a simple contraption, such a simple invention for flying at that time. I hadn't taken flying lessons because it was too expensive for me. And so here was a flying contraption that you could fold up, put on top of your car, and at that time it cost about $500, $600. So I tracked down the fellow. Turned out he was building gliders, so I ordered a glider from him. He shipped it from Utah to North Carolina, and as soon as it came in, I came to Jockey's Ridge with a bunch of my friends, and we ran up and down Jockey's Ridge until we figured out how to fly it. And the experience was even better than I had imagined it would be. When I finally got off the ground in the glider, it was a much greater experience, much more fun than I ever thought it would be. So from that point on, really, I started thinking about how I could share it with other people. And that's how the school was born about a year later uh, in Nag's Head at the base of Jockey's Ridge by renting a garage of a nightclub, teaching hang gliding and selling hang gliders. And the business has grown from there to what it is today, but always there has been the passion for flight and for uplifting experiences. So we continue the hang gliding school today, which is an incredible uplifting experience. When we started Kitty Hawk Kites and we started teaching, we wanted to be able to teach everyone to fly, and the purpose of the company is to teach the world to fly. So from the very beginning, we set about developing a teaching system that would allow anyone to fly and experience flight. And so we teach people commonly from 4 years old to 94 years old, but it is such an ideal environment that the Wright Brothers recognized what an ideal environment it was. The combination of the sand dunes and the wind. So the sand dunes are a great slope, and that makes it much safer to learn to fly on Jockey's Ridge than anywhere else on hard ground. The Wright glider evolved from prior to the centennial of flight, which was in 2003. There were several people that made reproductions or replicas of the Wright glider, and they were bringing them to Jockey's Ridge, and every time we helped them test them to see if they flew and what we did. So we got a big opportunity to fly those gliders. I was really impressed with how well the Wright glider flew, and one of the teams that built a replica agreed to loan us his Wright glider so that we could teach people to fly on it and share that experience with them. So we have that Wright glider here now, and we teach people to fly on the Wright glider just like the Wright brothers flew it over 100 years ago now. It's about 120 years ago now. And it is an amazing, when you fly it, the first thought you have is, my gosh, those guys were truly geniuses, to come up with this over 125 years ago, and this thing performs as well as it does. They were brilliant in the way they designed the glider.